The topic of this video is going to be the analog sensors, which are a little bit more complicated than the others. So this video in particular will be about the line tracker. So the same way we used the digital sensors to do until we touch it, then it'll start, or we'll stop it by touching the sensor, it's very similar. So for this video, we're going to use the line tracker to start and stop a motor. And the way we do that is it's still under until. So we need to go over here to natural language, until. And then for the line tracker, it's going to be until light. So, and this is what we want it to do. Start motor when we put finger on box. Because on your line tracker, there's a little black box. We're going to cover it with our finger to get it to start. So, threshold. Let's talk about what that means. Well, actually, no. Let's go here to until light. So there's two commands that go with the line tracker. That would be until light and also until dark. And the reason you have two different ones is because a line tracker, usually with a robot, is like it's attached to a robot and it follows a dark line on the floor. The way we use it is as a light sensor. So sometimes until light will not work. You just change it to until dark. Even if it doesn't make sense to you, you just change it and see what happens. It really doesn't matter either way. So I'll change it back to until light, just in case. Threshold is the average of the two values of the light and the dark. So the highest amount of light a line tracker can sense is 4,095. The lowest amount is 0. The threshold is the average. And one day in class we'll actually find out your specific average, but for today we're just going to use 2,000 because that's about halfway between the two. The sensor port is the line tracker. Okay, so now we have until light, threshold is 2,000, and then we put line tracker here. Start motor when we put finger on box. Perfect. So until we put our finger on it, it'll start, wait, and then stop. Sounds pretty good. So if you compile and download and your program won't run, try to change the light to dark. Usually I try light first because it's more likely to work for some reason. But if yours doesn't, try dark and then see it and make sure all of your sensors are plugged in. Okay. So after you have done this one, we're going to cut this. And we're going to use the same command, which is to put your finger on the line tracker. We're going to use it to stop the motor. So we need to take away the weight. And we need to right click, paste. So let's walk through the logic. Actually, we're going to change this to stop. Okay, so start right motor. And it's literally just going to keep running until we put our finger on the box. And it'll stop the motor. So check that, see if it works. If it doesn't work, again, change light to dark. Or make sure everything's plugged in. So that is your line tracker.